Hey,
Hello.
hey, Doc.
Hello, Taco.
How you feeling?
Better. Still a bit drained.
I bet.
Likewise.
Ooh. I'm so excited. All these unhealthy snack machines in this museum. I thought this was a family establishment. Ooh. I gotta stop looking at things. No, I made myself. I looked at the doors, but I didn't go inside. We should open this up to all participants. Yeah. Well, anybody who participated in the contest. That's true. I turned the lights on. Yeah, you definitely don't want them to be. Oh no.
Right now. Oh, right. Hello, welcome to
Change
the
that.
stream, everyone.
Hey, all.
Hello.
How do I change this?
Perfect.
Clear advanced. Do. There we go. Redo.
Hello,
And
Fame.
undo. I'm back. All right.
I guess we're complete now, right?
I guess. If nobody else is joining.
I don't think so.
Could have swore we had like 8 people on here one time, but I forget who it was.
On the server,
I guess it could only be in the, team creative, but
it was Area was here and two.
probably for the winter one.
I'm not sure if we had anybody else.
God, I hate auto jump. Ah.
New profile controls have to be changed. All right, I guess we just start here. Kira has prepared something, an exhibit museum to showcase all the stuff.
All right,
Kira, is
nobody's
there
allowed to
anything you want to
fly.
say? No. Oh, okay. Great.
So modern.
Nobody's allowed to fly, so it could be a real museum experience.
Okay. So we just walk through and we just follow Kiro,
Yeah. The curator.
and it looks really, really gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
And it's freaking laggy sometimes. Very nice. Is it
Very,
a is
very
it a
nice.
texture from Kiro's Blox mod? Yeah, okay. Very nice.
Ashtrays indoors. Now that's classy.
Cold drinks.
Whoa.
This is the first exhibit.
Ooh.
Is the door already part of the exhibit, or?
Oh, cool.
You gotta
Check out
right click the
ceiling.
signs.
That's epic.
All right.
You have to. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, that's
Oh,
really
gotta turn your brightness down.
Newton's Legacy Library. Best viewed with moody brightness. Okay, let's do that. I already have
Ooh.
moody.
God damn, it's dark as fuck.
The doors are already part of the experience, right? Yeah.
You got
Alex.
the balcony library stool that you can has like the spring underneath. You guys ever had that in your school?
Oh, you can open all the stuff.
Ooh. Oh, look at the ceiling.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Oh, that looks really good.
Wonder how long it took to just do that.
Can you see this
Right.
on stream? I hope so. I'm amazed already. Crazy.
Oh my God, Kira, I just said,
Crazy.
crazy for feeling so lonely.
Does anybody know who this is? The portrait on the wall?
I'm assuming it's Isaac Newton.
Newton?
Yeah, probably. Okay.
Chair teleporting doc. Standard Kiro. Shenanigans. I love it.
It looks really, really good.
Especially the ceiling. Ah, I'm flying. Fuck. I'm gonna turn the brightness up just so we can see the ceiling better. Ooh.
Oh, no, can't phase through the painting.
Is there any
Super Mario.
secret or something we have to find? I think so, right? No secret room. All right, but
Yeah, where's-
there's actually an area where we cannot go. Yes.
Alright, now I have to look at every single book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
One that highlights.
Oh.
Somebody's activating something that makes my computer go crazy.
I think it's this drawer.
Yeah. Thank you.
Sounds like a dog.
Wait, don't look at the chat. Wait, look up again. I mean, I feel like there's a secret room here because they. Oh, maybe we can go right click the portrait itself. No? Can we go through?
Jesus Christ, I love these doors.
I mean, spectator mode is cheating, kinda. Is there something there? If not, then. Stairs, right? Really? Oh, right. Then that's actually it. Okay, then there's no secret room. I mean, it looks really good. It's something that has not been done before, I guess. Especially the
Dig the
stars are a
lamps, too.
highlight.
What's on that? Good job, redacted.
Very, very nice. I think let's go to the next one.
Doc, you can't go that way.
I can't
Rude.
read signs. buttons. What do you?
He'll fight illiteracy. Like the Pokemon mechanic where you can't go there because there's a blackout.
The ceiling is supposed to spin.
It does.
Does it?
Is it not for you? Did you turn your you have some like animated textures off or something like that?
Oh, that could be.
'Cause I don't think it's actually spinning. It's a texture. Oh wait, maybe yeah, it is spinning. Okay.
I saying I don't have Optifine installed.
No, you should be able to see it because it's moving.
It's not for me.
I thought it was just a texture. That's even better. Oh,
Oh, now it moves.
not for me. It don't.
Oh, crazy. Oh, that's even better.
Where's the Big Dipper?
And maybe because we closed the doors? I don't know. That looks insane.
Broken for me.
But it works for me now.
That's so weird.
Let's not talk about bugs from LittleTiles, please. Ah, that's actually insane. Really, really nice. Okay, glad we shot that one.
Oh, there it is.
Server lagging?
Unqualified. Firearms. Nice.
I can't right click the sign. Oh no, no, there we go.
I think it's because they set it to like at P or something instead of. the other
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, alright, yeah.
Oh,
Somebody didn't
Oh,
know
shit.
about the grid size, so yeah.
Ah, yeah, I see that.
Crazy.
I feel like I've seen these. Ooh.
I think the person filled
Yeah, that's-
the everything in the glass.
That's definitely not a.
It can be.
That's
fun
not 32
to,
grid.
Build it hard enough.
I guess you could probably make that in 32 grid if you wanted to.
I'm
Not
pretty
as
sure.
fancy. Hell yeah.
Did it just break glass?
Yeah, Kira's trying to steal a gun.
Oh, right.
He's got it. Watch out.
There was something supposed to be in the. Oh, okay, it's stolen. I see.
Oh, nice. I just went to a museum in Cody, Wyoming that had a shitload of guns in it. It reminds me of this.
Oh, what's the
What?
name? Oh,
John
oh, it's a
Stewart.
German name.
I know.
It's,
I mentioned that name.
It's a pump gun or shotgun. All right.
Yeah.
Too bad the grid is too high, but the weapons look really
Yeah.
good. So
Yeah,
this will
redacted.
not be something you can vote for, but yeah, we wanted to showcase it anyway.
It's redacted guys building all the exhibits.
First we all have to go the other way.
Yeah, we have to look at the pretty window.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Wait a second, there's something
train.
here. That looks also very good.
Time Magazine, Person of the Year 2006. That's me.
Very cool.
All right. Ooh.
Bright. Okay, let's go to bright.
Oh my!
Wow.
I love the
Ooh.
masonry work on this.
Oh my god. This fucking exhibit's got to be like 800,000 tiles if every single one of these bricks is colored individually.
Oh no! Oh no! That's why it lags.
Look at this
Crazy.
glass,
Crazy.
the metal mesh.
Yeah,
Does this
like
train move? Oh, the train moves.
But it looks crazy good.
ooh. I'm not gonna jump down. I'm gonna use the stairs like a civilized person. Nice.
And then these blueprints.
Dig it. It's like it's built in a church. The
Oh,
train hieroglyphs on the ceiling.
Oh, I
Right
can't
click
open
any
the
of them?
staff-only door. Guess I'm not
I
staff.
can't read any of the info.
ooh, train is moving.
Stockton. Stockton. That's Pennsylvania. No, that's California. I guess it's probably written or something like that, but there's a Stockton in California too. I know that. There was a train in SpongeBob. Oh, the flying. Oh,
Nice.
I forget that was the first train to go over 100 miles an hour or something. I think I forget. I don't know much train lore.
Me neither. That looks very nice.
All right, let's hotwire this bitch.
Yeah, let's take this baby for a spin. Why don't?
I'm
Oh,
curious
there's
what's
an
behind
elevator.
this door here.
Absolutely nothing.
Good God,
Did you already check?
so many tiles.
Yeah, I checked.
Ah,
Looks fantastic, but good God, I can't imagine coloring all. I know you're just like repeating pattern, but it looks very random at the same time.
I don't know. Yeah, true. I feel like the person spent so much time on the wall that only had time for one to come up.
I feel like I spent too much time on mine now.
Ah, it looks really good. Yeah.
Train hieroglyphics. We're playing like train Yu-Gi-Oh something. The heart of the cards. I have cards. You dig it? I feel like this should be made by somebody I know from a different server. I really love the support. Like, that's fucking cool.
Yep.
Yeah. The masonry, the metal beams, all looks amazing.
It looks quite similar to our main train station.
Aw. There we go. Whee!
This roof. Oh, nice.
The little engine that could.
And can also do backwards. Ah. Interesting.
This is the blueprints to the train, I presume.
Guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not talk about tiles.
Do what now?
I think the biggest single tile I've seen so far was only a box of 5.
No, this one is quite big here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Over by the white. Okay.
All right.
Is that the Trojan train? They hit all
I
the
would
people
accept
in when they.
the submission number 3.
Good job, redacted.
No weapons allowed.
There's a whole exhibit about guns. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but they're hidden
All right,
with
which
glass.
way, Western man?
It's this one, I guess.
Through the
And fill. Ooh.
Ooh, I already know who's made this. Oh, it turned the brightness down.
Okay.
Walk through the history of horror movies. Oh, it went away.
You can, yeah.
Walk through the history of horror movies, from silent German movies about vampires to tales of racism driven by body snatching. Every room is a partial recreation of an iconic scene or location from the movie in question, so you can experience a little bit of the terror. Red is a brief synopsis of the movie, green is a brief description of the scene the room is depicting, and blue is fun facts about the movie. Some creative liberties were taken in certain rooms to improve the experience. In certain rooms, the exit will be camouflaged with walk-through walls. In case you're lost, please follow the trail of blood. Okay.
Nice. Hey,
What the?
what are you doing?
There's a dock in the wall.
Oh, that's the secret room.
Ooh, he's watching us.
We're underwater.
Oh,
Oh. Oh.
ah!
Uh,
Red.
oh yeah, I think we need to go back. Yeah.
All right.
We're not supposed to see this.
Well, I just walked backwards into the wall and I phased through it.
We solved the escape room, guys. Ooh,
Ah, Frankenstein. Cool.
Frankenstein.
Nice.
Frankenstein was actually the doctor. 1931. How the hell do you pronounce that? Based on the homonymous 1818 novel by Mary Shelley, this film tells the story of Henry Frankenstein, a scientist that is obsessed with creating life. In his pursuit, he succeeds in giving life to a creature fashioned from parts of multiple bodies, the so-called monster. This is a piece of the laboratory where Dr. Frankenstein assembled and gave life to the monster. Lightning is focused towards the operating table, and the jolt of electricity is enough to make the monster's heart beat. Ooh. Can we see his heart? Oh, I guess not. Oh, lots of stuff.
Yeah, I think we can skip the last
The
one.
name of the doctor was changed from Victor in the novel to Henry in the movie because the filmmakers believed the original name sounded too villainous and threatening to American audience. It's a fucking horror movie. Many of the details of the film are popular today in pop culture, are exclusive to the movie, and are not present in the novel, such as the monster's design with a flat head and bolts on the neck, and Frankenstein's hunchback lab assistant Igor. Due to the heavy marketing focus on the creature, pop culture and general knowledge created an effect where the name of the creature was perceived as Frankenstein, when in fact it's the name of the Doctor character. In the film, the creature is only referred to as Frankenstein's monster.
All right. The more you know.
Very cool. I dig it. Very grayscale. I'm assuming that's on purpose.
Is it a black and white movie?
I get. Well, it was made in 1908. What? When was it? I gotta read this again.
That's
1931.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah. Did The Wizard of Oz come out before that? We might find out in this exhibit. Wait, no, that's not a horror movie. Actually, it kind of is. King Kong. Okay.
Yeah.
King Kong, 1933, directed by Marion C. Cooper and Ernest B. Schoedsack. Mouthful. The movie tells the story of a crew who visits a mysterious island for a shoot and discover a giant prehistoric ape living in there. Chaos ensues when the gorilla kidnaps a woman from the group while on a rampage through New York. This miniature recreates the climax of the movie where Kong takes a young Anne in his hands and climbs to the top of the Empire State Building, where he's met with a fleet of planes trying to shoot him. Planes manage to shoot him down just as Anne's lover reaches the scene to rescue her. The movie ends with a statement by the filmmaker Denham that it wasn't the planes that took down the ape, it was in fact beauty that killed the beast.
Nice.
The script for the movie came from an idea Marion had about a giant ape atop the world's tallest building, fighting airplanes. The rest of the plot was crafted in such a way to lead to this specific climax. Okay, so you start with the end and then you work your way up. Okay.
And all of a sudden, dog appears in the scene.
The movie grossed $90,000 on its opening weekend, a record at the time. A mix of real and fake plants were used for the trees in the stop-motion scenes. In one instance, a flower bloomed without anyone noticing, which resulted in a time-lapse of the blooming process caught in one of the scenes and a day of footage lost to the continuity error. Huh.
Don't forget Polarized.
They got a sequel.
I like the one with Jack Black where they're getting attacked by those bugs. That was terrifying.
I've never seen this movie.
Ooh. Spooky. All right.
Oh, very nice.
The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, I'm assuming, 1920. Directed by Robert Wien. Considered one of the most important works of German Expressionism, this film tells the story of a crazy hypnotist who takes advantage of a somnambulist, brainwashing him to commit murders. The movie is famous for the set design, full of hand-painted lines, sharp edges, and oppressive atmosphere. It's also considered the first horror movie to have a plot twist. Oh, shit. This space represents one of the many hand-painted sets in the movie, a street where many of the scenes and conversations between the characters take place. The set is mostly viewed from one angle. If you want to experience it, go to the painted tunnel near the entrance of the room and look towards the exit. The movie was such a success to a specific Parisian theater that it was played there for 7 years straight. Good God. The whole set was made out of paper. The shadows, windows, doors, and fake stairs were all hand painted. Since it was made before horror was viewed as a genre, some considered this the first true horror film. Neat. Stand at the tunnel. Ooh. I love it. Very crazy.
I mean, this feels like a real exhibit.
You're not allowed to go up. There's an invisible ceiling.
I like the darkening effect.
It's very cool. All right. Oh. Okay. Oh, it's got to be Nosferatu.
Oh, I like.
Uh-oh. There it is. No. Yep, Nosferatu, a Symphony of Horror, 1922, directed by F.W. Murnau. Considered a pioneer on the representation of horror in cinema, this expressionist German movie tells the tale of a vampire called Count Orlok who becomes obsessed with a young lady named Ellen. Seeking Ellen, the Count then makes his way from Transylvania to the German town of Wisborg, if I'm pronouncing that right, bringing a plague with him. A depiction of the iconic scene of Count Orlok creeping up a set of stairs on Ellen's house. This scene showcases Ellen's sacrifice, where she willingly invites the vampire into her home to lure him towards an open window, exposing him to the sunrise. Crafty. It was banned in many countries for excessive horror. In Sweden, for instance, it remained banned until 1972. Huh. The movie is heavily based on Bram Stoker's novel Dracula, even though most of the names were changed to avoid a lawsuit. Bram Stoker's widow managed to destroy most of the negatives in a settlement. This film is considered to be the first instance of vampires burning on sunlight in media, and it's responsible for popularizing this trope. Very cool. I love it.
Interesting.
It's all black and white. The whole exhibit.
Yeah.
All right. Can I tell what this is before? Oh, this has to be what is it? Alfred Hitchcock. Maybe. I guess I'll find it. Yep, Psycho, 1960, Alfred Hitchcock. After the after the disappearance of a young woman named Marion, her boyfriend Crane and her sister Leela follow, or is it Lila? Follow her trail to her last known location, a roadside hotel run by the shy Norman Bates and his domineering elderly mother. Psycho is considered one of the classic films that helped to spread and popularize horror in film, as well as the use of iconic score stings. So I'm assuming it's like that very high, like piano, or not piano, violin, like screech. This is a recreation of the fruit cellar located below the Bates residence. Towards the end of the movie, Lila makes her way to the cellar and finds the long decomposing body of Mrs. Bates, revealing that the killer was Norman dressed as his mother all along. Just then, not Norman, Normal, tries to do attack her, but is immobilized by Crane and taken to the authorities. The cast was made to vow not to divulge any information about the plot of the movie to the press while shooting was ongoing. The ending was not disclosed to the crew until the day of shooting. The iconic shower scene took 6 days of filming and features 50 different camera angles. Wow. Hitchcock was so satisfied with the score that he doubled the composer's salary. The strings for the shower scene, musical Sting, later served as inspiration for the main theme of Jaws. Wow. They also used chocolate syrup for blood in the shower scene, if I remember that correctly. What was it? Psycho invented telling. God, that corpse is terrifying. I never watched that movie. I haven't seen any of these movies actually.
But also this word here is also a bit pink, right? It's not just white.
Oh, yep. Good.
He's slowly
0 stars.
getting to colors.
What is that? It's not sepia. What do they call that? Oh,
There we have color in black and white.
that's fucking cool. I love this. All right. What's this one? Night of the Living Dead, 1968 by George Romero. Regarded as the origins of classic zombies in fiction, Night of the Living Dead tells the story of a group of people trapped in a farmhouse in Pennsylvania in the middle of a zombie outbreak. The release of this movie put George Romero on the map as the father of zombies, and he would go on to release other classics such as Dawn of the Dead, 1978, and Day of the Dead, 1985. The living room served as the main base of operations throughout the film. The main characters would watch television broadcasts pertaining to the outbreak while planning on what to do next. It's one of the most profitable independent movies ever made. Adjusted for inflation, it cost around $1.2 million and grossed around $319 million. Good God. Since it aired on October 1st, 1960, and the U.S. movie rating system was established in November 1st, 1960, it's one of the last movies to be released in America without a rating. It's considered one of the origins for many zombie tropes of the time, such as taking headshots to kill them and their necessity of eating human flesh. Very cool. There was one movie my dad always showed me. It was called The Legend of Boggy Creek, and they played a trailer for it, and it's just horrific, or it tries to be, at least for the time. And then at the very end of it, it plays rated G. Like, God, this came out like 1970 something, I think. My dad said he watched it with his friend whenever he was a kid, and his friend's father drove him back to his house, but he lived at the end of a. He had a driveway that was like a mile long and through a swamp, and he asked his friend's dad if he could drive him all the way home, and he said, "Nope, good luck." Just dropping him off there at night.
After watching the movie.
Yeah.
Nice.
But does it explain why this room is half in color?
Just for aesthetic reasons, I guess.
I guess.
I mean,
It's
that's probably the
the
first
transition.
color movie.
Can I see a zombie out the window? Are there any zombies trying to break in? Color was invented.
There's
Couch
also
looks familiar.
something sus with that bookshelf over there.
God damn it.
Alright.
All right. Jinx. All right. I see a tape recorder, a very horrific deer head.
Well, that's nice.
Oh, this has to be. This has got to be. What is it? Evil Dead? I have seen this one. Yep. The Evil Dead, 1981, by Sam Raimi. The plot of this movie centers around a group of 5 college students who are vacationing on a cabin in the woods. They find an audio tape that unleashes demons known as Deadites who possess 4 people in the group, leaving the sole survivor, Ash Campbell, to survive against an increasingly gory attack by the demons. This room is a partial recreation of the main room of the cabin where most of the action takes place. It's where most of the supernatural aspects of the movie happen, such as the talking animal heads, deadite attacks, and the demon taunting Ash from the basement trapdoor. Bruce Campbell, who played the main character Ash, had to return home on the back of a pickup truck most days of shooting due to being completely covered in blood. The cabin from the movie served as lodging to the 13 film crew members. Living conditions were less than ideal, and towards the end of filming, the crew had to burn furniture to keep warm at night. The car used by Ash in the movie was owned by Sam Raimi, which was then reused in many of his other films like Spider-Man, The Gift, and Drag Me to Hell. Very cool.
Nice. Somebody asked who built this, but we actually don't know till after the vote is.
Yeah, I have
close.
absolutely no fucking clue who built this.
Yeah, there's
Not one.
no. This guy is not in this room right here. Definitely
Statue,
not.
your head have anything to say? No.
Oh, the alien, or at least I think it's called the alien.
What's the recording tape?
Oh, are we going in here now? This doesn't look familiar. There it is. Okay, I missed it. Alien, 1979 by Ridley Scott. The plot centers around the crew of the Nostromo, towing spaceship owned by the Wayland Yutani Corporation as they wake up from cryosleep after receiving a distress call from a nearby vessel. As they go to investigate, they encounter the spawn ground of an alien creature who quickly grows and evolves into the perfect hunter. This represents the aftermath of a gruesome scene that takes place in the dining room or mess hall of the ship. After Kane recovers from an alien attack, the crew decides to have a celebration meal. While that happens, Kane begins to suffer massive pains in his chest, and while the crew is trying to help him, an infant alien creature bursts from his chest cavity and runs away. It is considered by many as one of the most iconic scenes in horror films. In the first failed take of the chest bursting scene, the alien puppet didn't manage to rip through Kane's shirt. This take was still used and is visible in the movie. The look of the xenomorph and the alien spaceship architecture was designed by artist H.R. Geiger, based on his previous works. I actually have heard of him. The role of Ripley came down to Sigourney Weaver and Meryl Streep, since Streep was dealing with the death of her partner at the time. The role was offered to Weaver. Weaver improvised the singing of "You Are My Lucky Star" at the end as a way to help her cope with dealing with the xenomorph. This resulted in a massive cost due to how expensive the rights to the song were. This isn't Alien, this is Spaceballs. Check, please.
I wonder what the food was.
There's peas. There's peas. Peas on Earth. Peas in space. Oh, that's a double.
Dark again.
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
Oh God, no.
Oh.
Wolfie, no.
What even
Was this the
movie
right
is
way?
this?
Was this the
I
way to
don't
come?
remember ever seen anything like this.
I guess that is the only way out. Okay. Jesus Christ. Well, I already know what this is.
I don't.
Gotta be The Thing. The Thing, 1982 by John Carpenter, based on the 1938 John W. Campbell Jr. novella Who Goes There. The film centers around the paranoia created after a group of American researchers in Antarctica encounter an extraterrestrial life form that consumes and imitates living organisms. The group must survive as they realize they can't trust in each other, and any of them could be the Thing. This is a partial recreation of the kennel of the Antarctica base after the Thing sneaks into the base in the guise of a dog. It attacks and begins assimilating the other canines as a creature begins to expand. Childs, played by Keith David, was that? I never knew. Why did that hit me like a brick? I never knew that was Keith David. Torches the creature with a flamethrower. It's John Carpenter's favorite movie. Kind of self-centered, I guess. The movie was considered a failure at release, both commercially and critically. Over the decades, the film gained a cult following and is now considered one of the best horror movies ever made. Kurt Russell, who played McCready, had to take a drag of a cigarette before certain shots to make his breath more visible, simulating colder temperatures. I think that was a big, like, fan theory at the end of the movies, which one of them had like hot breath or some shit like that. I don't think you could tell really. Or Woofy. Fucking love The Thing. It's like one of my favorite movies too.
I've actually never
Yep.
watched
The
horror movies.
Shining. Get your butts up here. Love it.
Ooh.
Wonder if they included The Room. The Shining by 1980 by Stanley Kubrick. After taking a job as a caretaker of a resort hotel and an aspiring novelist and recovering alcoholic, descends into madness and hunts his wife and child. is considered one of the most important horror movies of all time and is still the subject of many theories and interpretations to this day. This room, while not exact like in the movie due to scale, this is an interpretation of the corridors on the ground floor with the movie's iconic carpet pattern. The elevator at the end of the hallway mimics a scene where Wendy, played by Shelley Duvall, witnesses a wave of blood pouring out of one of the elevators, which I also think was chocolate syrup. Something. This was one of the first movies to use the Steadicam technology, released only 5 years prior. Both Kubrick and Duvall were nominated as the worst director and worst actress on the 1981 Razzies. Over the years, critical reception of the movie became more favorable, and in 2022, Duvall's award was rescinded over the revelations about Kubrick's treatment of Duvall on set. Yeah, I heard she was not having a good time. Kubrick's perfectionism heavily affected everyone on set, including Duvall, who was emotionally scarred, who suffered from nervous exhaustion, physical illness, and hair loss. Yeah.
Or movie on both ends, I guess.
Red rum. Rum. Gonna go in the. Where's the naked lady? I dig the splash. That's cool. All right. Okay.
Hey yo.
I used to have a hard drive full of movies I ripped off of some torrent site, and The Shining was on there, and I used to just let it play while I was sleeping. One night I woke up at 3 a.m. and the fucking Shining was playing right at that scene with the fucking lady in the bathtub. I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this shit right now. I turned that shit off so quick. This has to be The Silence of the Lambs or whatever the first one was. Yep, Silence of the Lambs, 1991. By Jonathan Demme. In order to capture a serial killer named Buffalo Bill, FBI trainee Clarice Starling has to collaborate with the incarcerated and brilliant psychiatrist Hannibal Lecter, who is also a cannibalistic serial killer. She also played Elastigirl, I think. Okay, Jesus Christ. This room represents a piece of the prison hall where Hannibal's cell is located, where Clarice first meets him. In order to showcase an authentic and believable FBI investigation, the FBI's Behavioral Science Unit helped with the making of the movie. Anthony Hopkins, who plays Hannibal, improvised a mocking of Clarice's accent during their first meeting, and the FBI's agent reaction is the genuine reaction of the actress Jodie Foster. Huh. To prepare for the role, Hopkins visited prisons, studied serial killer files, and was present during the court hearings for gruesome cases. I also think he was dating what was her name? She hangs out with Snoop Dogg now. They were dating at the time, but then she had to break up with him because she couldn't stop seeing him as Hannibal Lecter. Martha Stewart, I think.
All right, we go to the next one.
Any of you guys got some fava beans?
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay. This has to be, let me guess. It's gotta be The Exorcist? Exorcism? Something? Nope. A Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984 by Wes Craven. This film tells the story of a group of teenagers who are targeted by Freddy Krueger, a child murderer who, after death, murders people through their dreams. Together with Halloween, Scream, and Friday the 13th, it's considered a pillar of classic slasher movies. It spawned many sequels, a remake, a crossover, and a TV series.
How is there so much room for all this?
I know, right? This fucking place is huge. This is a recreation of the room where one of the most iconic deaths in the franchise takes place. Glenn, played by Johnny Depp, falls asleep and is attacked by Freddy, who pulls him inside his bed. A moment later, a geyser of blood erupts and covers the ceiling. The studio, New Line Cinema, was saved from bankruptcy by the success of this movie. Heather Langenkamp beat over 200 actresses for the role of main character Nancy, including Demi Moore and Courtney Cox. Unlike what happens in other long-standing slasher franchises, Robert England played the role of Freddy in all 6 movies, with the exception of the remake. Huh. That's a lot of blood.
Yep.
This is another one I haven't seen.
All right.
Oh, is this Saw?
That's gotta be. Wow, that's
How is this dirt
terrifying.
effect achieved? Is this a texture?
Yeah, it's one of Kuro's transparent textures.
Oh.
Oh, what the? How the fuck did I never find about this is a tragedy.
Pattern dirty. Very nice.
What did I not know about that? God, you learn something new every day. Saw 2004, directed by James Wan. This film tells the story of a mysterious killer named Jigsaw who tests his victims' will to live by putting them in life-threatening games. The first movie follows mainly 2 victims, Adam and Lawrence, who wake up chained inside a grungy, abandoned bathroom. Considered as the inspiration for the late 2000s wave of dark, gritty, and gory movies such as Hostel and Human Centipede. This room is a recreation of the bathroom where most of the action, dialogue, and puzzle solving in the movie takes place. Dude needs to clean his bathroom. Shit. Hire a housekeeper. Adam was played by the now famous horror director Leigh Whannell, who also helped write the movie. Over the years, he helped write many horror movies such as the Insidious franchise and Dead Silence, as well as directing hits such as 2020's The Invisible Man. The whole movie was filmed in 18 days. James Wan wanted the cinematography to reflect the mental state of each character. To achieve that, he used steady cameras for shots with Dr. Gordon, and they held that in a handheld for shots with Adam. Okay. Huh. Was this his bathroom in his house, or was it like did he like live in a warehouse or something? That's crazy. Oh, I thought you fell down through there.
Sank in.
Sit on the toilet.
Looks
No.
very nice.
Oh,
Like
crap.
the dirt
Girls,
pattern
dogs.
makes it look really realistic.
Yeah, I do love that shit. That's crazy. It's neat how you can just kind of place it everywhere.
Nice.
Okay. Oh, what's going on up here? Oh, it. Nice.
Ooh.
It?
Never saw that one either. I get the point of it though. It 2017, not the original. Okay. Directed by Andreas Muschietti. Muschietti. There we go. This film was the second adaptation of a Stephen King novel by the same name, and it tells the story of a group of kids known as the Losers Club that band together to investigate the mysterious disappearances of children around the small town of Derry, Maine. During their investigations, they are tormented by a creepy clown entity who uses their biggest fears against them.
Yep, the rain
Me
effect
too.
is
That
really
is
good.
nice. This room is a recreation of the opening scene of the movie where a young Georgie is playing with his paper boat in the rain when it falls inside a storm drain. When he goes to get it, the figure of a clown shows up and tricks him into sticking his arm just inside just to bite his arm off and drag him into the sewers. Jesus Christ. Happens to the best of us. Much of the banter between the characters was improv. It is the highest grossing Stephen King adaptation to date. In Germany, Burger King paid for an ad space after the movie where they just showed the BK logo with the words, "The moral is never trust a clown," making the whole movie an effectively anti-McDonald's ad.
That's funny.
That's terrifying.
Man, the shade.
I keep trying to zoom in with the grave key, but I don't have outline. Oh, okay. I couldn't have a single clue about what this one is. It Comes at Night, 2017, directed by Trey Edward Schultz. Coming from the late 2010s wave of psychological horror films, it focuses on a family hiding in a forest cabin as the world is being overtaken by a highly contagious, deadly disease, and the paranoia and mistrust that it inflicts between them. That does sound appealing, right? This is a recreation of the corridor with the red door, the only way in and out of the house, and a key element to the wave of mistrust that falls upon the group. The title was the first thing Trey created for the movie. Okay, so the exact opposite of that other guy who started last. The plot and characters were created to fit the title. The cast and crew signed an NDA that forbids them of ever revealing what comes at night. Okay. The certain posters and specific scenes in the movie seem to take inspiration from the works of Serbian artist Dragan Bidin, who paints works that feature the feelings of anxiety and the fear of the unknown portrayed in this movie. Huh. Okay. That does sound like an interesting movie. I might have to check that one out.
I'm still confused. Like, how many, how
Yeah,
many
seriously, what
rooms
the
are
fuck?
there?
The exhibit is a horror in an exhibit. Are we ever gonna get out? We're gonna go through the entire history of horror. Hereditary, I heard that was good. Never seen it though. Directed by Ari Aster. After the death of their secretive grandmother, a grieving family is tormented by sinister occurrences that slowly deteriorate their sanity and relationships with each other. A smaller recreation of Annie's, played by Tony Collette. Miniature studio. The miniature on the desk with the chair is Annie's grief and cope driven recreation of a tragic accident that heavily affected the family. Uh-oh. Most of the indoor scenes in the movie were filmed in custom sets to give the movie a dollhouse aesthetic, to also match the main character Annie's profession as a miniature artist. She was small. In order to achieve certain shots, the walls on the set were designed to be removed in order to create seamless transitions from miniature recreations of the house to the actual set. Toni Collette told her agent that she was overplaying heavy or dark movies and only wanted to do comedies. However, she loved the script of Hereditary so much that she couldn't turn it down. Very cool. So many jars and I'm guessing this is the one that caused grief. Looks like the cars, somebody was hanging out the window and they hit a telephone pole. Damn, that is Gruesome.
Ouch.
All right. Oh, it's the gift shop. We made it out. Almost. It looks like the plant from Little Shop of Horrors. Scream, Freddy Krueger. I don't know what that bottom one is.
The horror of all capitalism.
The worst horror of all, capitalism. Before continuing to the last exhibit, why not buy some plushies? Smiley face. Don't forget to take your free pin on the way out. When you're ready to proceed, walk through the black wall and take a leap of faith. Huh.
For the love of all that's holy, please return all those masks you bought and rebuy the correct ones. Remember, it's Michael Myers, not Michael Myers.
There's an
Oh,
inventory inside this pot here.
for those that don't get it, it's Mike Myers from Austin Powers, not Michael Myers from what, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, I love that shit. Does anybody know who the orange jumpsuit doll is?
Is that Kill Bill?
Does it say? Is it? Oh, Sam. Sam from who? I don't know who Sam is. Sam Hill? Oh, never heard of that one. Geronimo! Ooh, feel like we've been here.
You passed the buttons of the exhibit.
Yeah, I get it. Oh, shit. All right. Get Out, 2017, directed by Jordan Peele. In his directorial debut, Peele tells the story of a young black man who uncovers a conspiracy while on a trip to visit his white girlfriend's family. This visual recreation of the sunken place, a void that Missy, the mom of the family, uses during her hypnotherapy sessions to hypnotize and trap the main character. This was the first movie directed by Jordan Peele, who previously only worked on comedy, including the sketch show Key and Peele, which was fantastic. Jordan Peele took inspiration for the title of the movie after witnessing many black audiences yelling "Get out" to the characters that were in obviously dangerous situations in horror movies, many of them black. Allison Williams was cast as the girlfriend Rose to disorient the audiences into trust ah, disorient the audiences into trust her character, as she was used to playing good people. I'm going to say that again. Allison Williams was cast as the girlfriend Rose to disorient the audiences into trusting her character, as she was used to playing good people in other movies. Neat.
Oh, nice.
Can I sit in the chair? Can't sit in the chair. I probably can, but there's probably water everywhere in front of it.
Yeah.
Alright, that was fucking cool.
Yeah, it was.
That was
That
insane.
must have taken a lot of work.
I
How
still
big is
wonder
this
how this
fucking
all
set?
fit inside here. Crazy.
Whoever made that,
20
good job.
cubed is a pretty big space.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
Good job, Redacted. Alright,
Yeah, good job, redacted.
what's this
You
one?
have my vote, redacted.
Exhibit number 5, Minecraft Advancements by Redacted. Alright, turn your brightness back up.
And redacted has been working hard on all these exhibits.
Okay, there's arrows telling
That's
us where to
cool.
go. That is Cool. Is that 32 grid?
It is.
What the hell is that? Sugar cane? That doesn't look like 32 grid. Unless it's slices.
Yeah, it slices. It's 32.
Huh. That's crazy.
I wonder how
Jesus
this
Christ.
worked. It's
Maybe they
probably
miniaturized
a
like
pillar.
an actual.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that shit all the time too. Fucking hacks. All right, I guess we got to go up the stairs.
I think this
Maybe.
goes that way. There's an arrow here.
Okay, I guess we'll go 100%. The new loading block
Screen.
thing.
Yeah.
A wooden pickaxe, a stone, and an iron pickaxe. 1, 2, 3 in Roman numerals. Very cool.
Nice.
Well, that's neat. I like that. Ooh. A crafting table. Very nice. An iron ingot. Things with play buttons can be clicked on. What?
What just happened?
Oh, okay. So these little orange
Oh,
triangles.
right. Oh, I see.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
That is shield. Got some iron armor, a bucket of lava, some obsidian, a very mesmerizing nether portal. That's pretty cool.
Looks pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Diamond armor, flint and steel, zombie villager, potion, golden apple, villager, enchanting table. I
Oh,
like
that's
that.
nice.
Cool. Ender dragon, ender pearl, blaze, just blaze. The nether portal.
It's also really cool.
See y'all later. It's not working. All right, upstairs. I like the decoration, though. Like the trim.
Alright.
Withers, beacon, nether fortress. Ooh, this is cool. I guess this is like all the from the beginning to the end of nether generation, I guess. Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, all the different biomes.
Brewing stand. Potions, piglins, and this is I'm too old for this. I've been stuck on 1.12 for too fucking long. I don't know what half of this upcoming shit is.
That's netherite. It's higher than diamonds.
What the hell is this?
That's a waystone thing. You can put it in the nether, and when you die, I think it teleports you back to it or something like that.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
More exhibits coming soon. I like the velvet rope. That's neat.
I need to go there.
Oh, I like the ceiling
Okay, there's not much here.
highlight thing. It looks like they started on something up here. I feel like a Victorian child that was transferred into. Yeah, me too. What the fuck is this? I don't know any of this.
Yep, this is the latest snapshot stuff, or I think it's now past that. It's the trial chambers.
Oh.
This is
Hey,
a
look, it's Wolfie.
new mace.
Hero has to make a disclaimer. Okay.
The dragon doesn't work.
What was this? Oh, I guess it was supposed to breathe fire, poison, whatever the dragon
But
does.
now it cannot be recreated, I guess.
Yeah, I can't even pick it up. It's weird. What the? Oh, that's cool.
Ooh.
That is really cool. I like that. I know what that one is. Pretty sure. Salamander or axolotl or whatever the fuck that thing is.
Axolotl.
Yep, axolotl.
Pirate ship. What the? They have pirates in the Nether now. That's
The end.
game is getting out of the hand.
Yep, that's where you get the Elytra from.
I think you need to play some more Minecraft.
I guess so. Shit. Guess you better finish updating the 1.20 whatever.
It's. I mean, you can use it.
Not mine. I like this exhibit. It's cool.
Yeah, it is. They did a really good job at everything.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Feels like it should be
You
part of some kind of like official Minecraft like server.
It does.
Yeah.
Hey, Mojang, get in touch with this guy.
Yeah.
Or whomever they are.
Whoever it could be. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
I like how
I
it's
definitely
like like it looks really like a museum.
Yeah.
Oh,
Goddamn
yeah, right.
redacted.
Redacted. Yeah.
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 My apologies, redacted. I
Yeah.
forgot your name.
All right. I need a cold drink, but I can't.
Oh, Atomic Sciences and Portal.
Which way?
I think the left one first.
Which way's left?
Uh,
This one?
Yeah.
What's this say? Atomic Sciences by Redacted. Oh, shit.
Whoa, that door opening is awesome.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh, that glass is really trippy. You're right. Whoa.
Welcome to the Atomic Sciences exhibit. For the extended info on different pieces, please right-click on the papers next to them. And remember, look, but don't touch. Okay.
What are the marks on the ground here?
All of the electricity in this facility of Argonne National Laboratory is atomic power. Oh. What's it say? This door, while not an exact replica due to the contest restraints, closely resembles the door of the RTNS-2 at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. What the?
Oh, perfect.
Uh,
Oh.
oh, I'm so glad that actually killed me.
Ah. Oh fuck! Where the hell am I?
I can tip you.
No, it's okay. I'm in there.
Yeah. What does this actually show?
You guys are getting ahead of yourself. We gotta get the info.
I also need to
can't
do it
see
once.
shit.
I just don't close it again.
All right, what the hell does this say?
Ah, okay. Sandstone.
This door, while not an exact replica due to contest restraints, closely resembles the door of the RTNS-2 at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. Built in 1978, it was the world's heaviest hinged door, which was 8 feet thick, nearly 12 feet wide, and weighed 97,000 pounds or 44,000 kilograms. A special bearing in the hinge allowed a single person to open or close the concrete-filled door, which was used to shield the rotating target neutron source, the world's most intense source of continuous fusion neutrons. Scientists from around the world used it to study the properties of metals and other materials that could be used deep inside fusion power plants envisioned for the next century. This door has no locking mechanism. It was not designed to keep people out, only to keep deadly radiation from escaping. Oh, yeah, that's neat. Doc, did you fall out?
I love this
I guess
diagram
we should
here.
get over with the demon core because that's all you guys keep clicking on. Before you rest the infamous demon core, a pit of plutonium-239 nestled between two half spheres of beryllium. The 14-pound, 6.2 kilogram sphere of plutonium was originally the core of the third nuclear bomb meant to be dropped on Japan in 1945. After Japan surrendered, the core was kept in Los Alamos for experimentation. On August 21st, 1945, physicist Harry Dallahan, or Dalian, dropped a brick of neutron-reflective tungsten carbide onto the core while performing criticality experiments. The brick caused too many neutrons to be reflected back into the core, resulting in the core going supercritical and kicking off a fission chain reaction. Dalian quickly removed the brick, but not without receiving a fatal dose of radiation. He died in hospital 25 days later from acute radiation poisoning. Smoking cigarettes while doing nuclear fission experiments. I guess that sounds correct for that era. The red marks you see on the floor. Wait, nope, that's too much. The more famous incident involved Louis Slotin and 7 other scientists at Los Alamos Laboratory on May 21st, 1946. The beryllium half spheres and another neutron reflector were placed around the core and meant to be separated by a gap to prevent too many neutrons from being reflected back into the core and causing it to go supercritical. Standard procedure for this was to use shims to keep them from closing entirely, but Slotin typically ignored this when performing the experiment and used a screwdriver to separate the halves, ignoring many warnings from other scientists that it would be his demise. When Slotin's hand slipped, the halves closed and caused the core to release a bright flash of blue light. Slotin managed to knock the top of half to the floor, but it was too late. He had received 1,000 rad of neutron and 144 of gamma radiation in less than half a second. He would die less than 9 days later. His body shielded many of the other scientists in the room from receiving a higher dose. The red marks on the floor of this exhibit mark the approximate positions of everyone in the room when this second Demon Core incident took place. The red X marks the only member to directly die from the incident. The values marked here are true, but the distance in Minecraft units has been doubled to accurately represent the scale. If a marked measurement says 8 feet, the distance on the floor is actually about 16 feet. Okay. Good God.
All right.
And there's a pile of bricks. Yes. God damn.
There's
Okay.
a lot to read.
Chicago Pile 1, CP1, was the world's first artificial nuclear reactor. On the 2nd of December 1942, the first human-made self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction was initiated in CP1 during an experiment led by Enrico Fermi. The secret development of the reactor was the first major technical achievement for the Manhattan Project. the Allied effort to create nuclear weapons during World War II. Developed by the Metallurgical Laboratory at the University of Chicago, CP-1 was built under the west viewing stands of the original Stag Field. Although the project's civilian and military leaders had misgivings about the possibility of a disastrous runaway reaction, they trusted Fermi's safety calculations and decided they could carry out the experiment in a densely populated area. Fermi described the reactor as a crude pile of black bricks and of wooden timbers. The reactor contained 45,000 ultra-pure graphite blocks weighing 360 short tons, or 330 long tons, and was fueled by 5.4 short tons, or 0.9 long tons of uranium, metal, and 45 short tons, 41, I guess, metric tons, of uranium oxide. Unlike most subsequent nuclear reactors, it had no radiation shielding or cooling system as it was operated at a very low power, about half a watt. Okay. Oh, I missed this bit. The world's first nuclear reactor. God damn.
Hello.
Where the... Not separated either. 1.7 billion years ago, in what is now Gabon, Africa, an underground vein of uranium ore became the world's only known natural nuclear reactor. The ore vein was enriched with enough uranium-235 to spontaneously undergo a stable chain reaction moderated by groundwater. Reactions occurred here over the course of several 100,000 years, and the only life on Earth at this time were single-celled aquatic organisms. This was first discovered in 1972 in Oklo, Gabon, by researchers from the French Commissariat à l'Énergie, if that's how you pronounce that, Atomique, CEA, when they found that the ore in the area contained only 0.717% uranium-235 versus the 0.720% that exists basically everywhere else. Right-click on the numbered circles to learn more about regions in this graphic. Nice cape, Kira. Where's those wings? Nuclear reactor zones. Sandstone. New uranium ore. Granite. Hero grew wings from radiation poisoning. Ah!
I'm sorry. I had to click it.
Don't teach. Oh, fuck. What's this? Fuel energy density.
No. I love how this
Science
bar
tip.
just extends to.
Log
ceiling.
scales are for quitters who can't find enough paper to make their point properly. Randall Monroe of XKCD. Splitting a single atom of uranium releases a minuscule amount of energy, only about 200. God damn it! To break this shit.
Do you want to be TP'd or?
I can't get down there. Where the hell am I? Ah! Alright, what the hell was I saying? Splitting a single atom of uranium releases minuscule amounts of energy, only about 200 MeV, or 0.00000000003 joules. Enough energy to make a single grain of sand wiggle. That still seems like a lot for an atom. However, when you consider that a single gram of uranium contains, what's that? 100,000, million, billion, trillion, quadrillion, pentillion, 2.56 sextillion atoms in the amount of energy released piles up quick. That's a lot of atoms. The power of nuclear energy is unmatched. 1 more billion, yes. Okay, what else is here? There's no arrows. Is it up the stairs or down here?
I think down here.
Okay. Knack area. Use no water. Okay. But I thought nuclear reactors used water as coolant. What's NAK? Well, most of them do. However, EBR1 was special in that it was a breeder reactor. Breeder reactors. Okay, I think we're missing something. Okay. We might have to come back to this one because we're missing some info. Oh, it's tasty. Shit. Radioactive quackery.
Ooh.
Radioactive quackery is quackery that improperly promotes radioactivity as a therapy for illness. Unlike radiotherapy, which is scientifically sound use of radiation for the destruction of cells, usually cancer cells, quackery pseudoscientifically promotes involving radioactive substances as a method of healing for cells and tissues. It was most popular during the early 20th century after the discovery in 1896 of radioactive decay. The practice has widely declined, but is still actively practiced by some. To your right is a crock meant to irradiate water with radon, called a revigorator. A similar product called Radithor was a solution of radium salts, which was claimed by its developer, William J. A. Bailey, to have curative properties in 1920. Oh, in 1927, even Byers injured his arm by falling from a railway sleeping berth. For the persistent pain, a doctor suggested he take Radithor. Bailey, the guy who made the shit, offered a 1/6 kickback for every prescription. Okay. Byers began taking several doses of Radithor per day, believing it gave him a toned up feeling, but stopped in October 1930 after taking some 1,400 doses when that effect faded. He lost weight and had headaches, and his teeth began to fall out. In 1931, the Federal Trade Commission asked him to testify about his experience, but he was too sick to travel. So the commission sent a lawyer to take his statement at his home. The lawyer reported that Byers' whole upper jaw, excepting the front two teeth and most of his lower jaw, had been removed, and that all of the remaining bone tissue of his body was disintegrating and holes were actively forming in his skull. He died on March 31st, 1932. He is buried in Allegheny Cemetery in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in a lead-lined coffin. Wow.
That's sad. Yeah, true.
While not technically defined as quackery, as it actually did its job just fine, to your left is an X-ray shoe fitting machine. In the 1950s, Eaton's Annex, a department store in downtown Toronto, Ontario, Canada, used these X-ray machines to check the fitting of shoes sold in their store. You looked down the tube and you saw your foot in the shoe, bones and foot and shoe outline. They banned them in 1957 due to the dangerous X-ray emissions. Okay. Well, that gives you sickness too. Goddamn. Ooh, easy. Okay, what's this? Nuclear energy to electrical energy. Nuclear reactors seem like magic, using the power of splitting atoms to generate massive amounts of electrical power, and in many ways it is. But like most forms of major power generation, all it really is a glorified pressure cooker that boils water into steam. While there are many types of nuclear reactors, the ones that typically bring electricity into your home simply use the heat generated from fission to heat water. Use that heated water to generate steam, and use that steam to spin a turbine, and then use that turbine to spin a generator. Click on the numbered circles to learn more about the different parts of a nuclear power plant. Thorium. What's this? A cloud. Let me move. Whoever made the horror exhibit had a great idea of separating the recording. I swear.
Yeah.
Cloud chamber. A cloud chamber, also known as a Wilson chamber, is a particle detector used for visualizing the passage of ionizing radiation. In this model, the white trails of vapor are used to simulate particles emitting from the radioactive source at the center of the glass chamber. The cloud chamber consists of a sealed environment containing supersaturated vapor of water or alcohol. An energetic charged particle, for example, an alpha or beta particle, interacts with the gaseous mixture by knocking electrons off gas molecules via electrostatic forces during collisions, resulting in a trail of ionized gas particles. Okay. Charles Thompson Rees Wilson, 1869, died in 1959. A Scottish physicist is credited with inventing the cloud chamber, inspired by sightings of the Brocken specter. What the fuck? Okay. While working on the summit of Ben Nevis in 1894. He began to develop expansion chambers for studying cloud formation and optical phenomena in moist air. Very rapidly, he discovered that ions could act as centers for water droplet formation in such chambers. He pursued the application of this discovery and perfected the first cloud chamber in 1911. In particular, the discoveries of the positron in 1932 and the muon in 1936, both by Carl Anderson, awarded a Nobel Prize in Physics in 1936, used cloud chambers. The discovery of the kaon by George Rochester and Clifford Charles Butler in 1947 was made using a cloud chamber as the detector. Wilson received half the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1927 for his work on the cloud chamber, but he had no interest in particle physics and continued to work on weather experiments for the rest of his life. That's a mouthful. Okay. The Rutherford scattering the Rutherford scattering experiments were a landmark series of experiments by which scientists learned that every atom has a nucleus where all of the positive charge and most of its mass is concentrated, disproving the Thomson plum pudding model of the atom. They deduced that after measuring how an alpha particle beam is scattered when it strikes a thin metal foil. The experiments were performed between 1906 and 1913 by Hans Geiger and Ernest Marsden under the direction of Ernest Rutherford at the physical laboratories at the University of Manchester. This simplified version of the experiment shows alpha particles from a radioactive source bouncing off the gold foil and striking fluorescent paint on the inside of a ring. Most of the particles go right through the foil and strike the back of the cylinder, but every once in a while the particles would interact with the nucleus of a gold atom and bounce off. In the original experiment, they would have had sat in a very dark room and counted very few spots of light over the course of hours. Riveting. All right. Radiation. Does this one work?
Doesn't feel like.
Ooh.
Let's see here.
Is it busted?
SQ. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Try that one. Did that work?
Nope.
Okay, let's see. Tell raw FE.
Maybe it's just too fucking long, like the rest of these.
I mean, you can
Maybe.
also just execute the command for everyone.
It's too long to execute in text.
Alright. I mean, this
Okay,
is like
fuck
an
it.
actual museum.
I think it's self-explanatory anyway. There's 5 types of radiation. I guess not really, but
I think it's actually too long for even a command prompt.
And probably that's why it doesn't work.
alpha, beta, gamma, X-rays, which are pretty much the same fucking thing, and neutrons going through paper, aluminum, lead, and concrete.
Looks really cool.
Or it might be because I set a character limit on it. I don't know.
Whoever
I'll have
made
to
this should
find
have
out
checked it.
later.
What's this one say? Damn it, Kiro. The lower controls. Okay, this is something else. I think we have to go upstairs first.
Alright.
EBR-1, the first nuclear power plant. Experimental breeder reactor 1. Experimental breeder reactor 1 was the world's first breeder reactor. At 1:50 p.m. on December 20th, 1951, became one of the world's first electricity generating nuclear power plants when it produced sufficient electricity to eliminate 4 200-watt light bulbs. EBR-1 subsequently generated sufficient electricity to power its building and continued to be used for experimental purposes until it was decommissioned in 1964. The purpose of EBR-1 was not to produce electricity, but instead to validate nuclear physics theory that suggested a breeder reactor should be possible. A breeder reactor is a reactor that produces more nuclear fuel than it burns in the process. It accomplishes this by bombarding a blanket of uranium-238 surrounding the core with neutrons produced by the fission of uranium-235. As neutrons are absorbed by the uranium-238, it becomes uranium-239, which rapidly decays into neptunium-239, which then decays further into plutonium-239. Plutonium-239 is fissile, meaning it can be used as nuclear fuel in a reactor or a bomb. Since plutonium is a chemically different element than uranium, it is fairly easy to separate them. Much easier than trying to separate uranium-235 from 238. Neat. The blanket. An example of the natural uranium bricks that comprised the breeding blanket of EBR-1. The bricks were stacked 12 per layer and 7 layers high, weighing 8,775 pounds or 300,980 kilograms, and forming a ring around the reactor core. They were air-cooled by the large hole running through them and contained another hole for safety control rods. Breeding provides method for increasing fuel supply by a factor of 30 to 40 the yield of fissionable material, or up to 140 times the heat energy from natural uranium. Breedable. Okay. The control center. Oh my god, this one's short. Here, technicians can monitor the processes of EBR-1 reactor, including power generation, radiation, coolant flow, etc. The big red button you see to the right was the reactor shutdown. It has been disabled for your safety. You guys try to click it anyway.
I mean, that's what I would do in real life as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they said it's been disabled, so I mean, yeah.
Okay. I guess we.
True.
Yeah. Okay. Now to finish off this crap. Knack. Back to this one, I guess. But I thought nuclear reactors used water as coolant. What's NAK? Well, most of them do. However, EBR-1 was special in that it was a breeder reactor. Breeder reactors use the extreme amount of neutrons generated by the core of the reactor to make it even more fuel. Water does a great job of cooling, but it also does a great job of blocking neutrons. NAK, or NAC, is a mixture of sodium and potassium metal that makes an excellent coolant as well as being fairly transparent to neutrons, allowing it to cool the reactor while also letting the neutrons it produces to bombard the jacket of uranium 238 surrounding the core and transforming it into plutonium 239. The big downside of using NAC is that it's extremely flammable and explosive in the presence of water. Any amount of water that might interact with the coolant system of this reactor would be catastrophic. On November 29th, 1955, the reactor at EBR-1 suffered a partial meltdown during the coolant flow test. When researchers here removed the core to examine the damage done, the NAC still attached to the system kept igniting. The core would have the core would eventually be sent to Chicago to be disassembled under an inert atmosphere. Nice.
Interesting.
More trippy windows. The lower controls. Raising or lowering the cup-shaped reflector by means of the elevator you see through the window control the rate of the fission chain reaction. This reflector cup served basically as the reactor's on-off control. When the cup was raised to surround the core, the reactor heated up. When the reactor shut down, the reactor shut down when the cup was lowered away from the core. If you find it hard to see inside, that's because your view is obscured by several layers of lead-imbued glass to protect technicians from the intense radiation inside the reactor. Extremely bright lights inside the chamber were used to help mitigate this. This part of the reactor was actually in the basement and not at the level you currently stand, but contest restraints made a basement impossible. Hmm.
Ah, don't you just love the feeling of radiation on
I love it.
Looks very
All
cool.
glory to Adam.
Yeah. Oh no.
Okay, where's the start button?
Yeah.
My flesh. Ah, the embrace of Adam.
Feel the glory of your
Be careful,
forefathers.
you might get a sunburn.
Get out. Oh, okay. Oh, this looks fun. I guess we'll do this first. Worldwide delivery in 30 minutes or less, or your next one is free.
Oh god.
Where the fuck does it start? This humorously painted 8-ton blast door protected the crew of Delta 01 LCC near Wall, South Dakota. For every 10 Minuteman nuclear missiles, known as a flight, there would be an underground launch control center, or LCC, that remotely commanded and controlled the missiles. Since there were 1,000 Minuteman missiles across the upper Great Plains from the early 1960s up until the mid 1990s, there would have been 100 launch control centers The LCC at Delta 1 was 31 feet beneath the ground of the launch control facility. The LCC was beneath the LCC? Okay. Two missileers worked and lived on a 24-hour alert duty shifts within the LCC, where there was an 8-ton blast door that had to be opened from within before an oncoming missile combat crew could enter the LCC. Two-persons crew that would spend most of their time monitoring the status of their 10 missiles. Among other work duties was an authenticating message traffic, remotely monitoring maintenance at the silos, and assisting with the dispatch of security police if any motion sensing alarms were tripped at the silos. When the missileers were not performing work duties, they would pass the time by reading, watching television, or studying for their master's degrees through a special Air Force educational program. There was also a bunk provided for one missileer to sleep while the other crew member kept an eye on the weapons system. Former missileer David Backers remembered that the missile duty was hours and hours of sheer boredom, punctuated by seconds of panic. Missileers waited and waited over several decades for a launch command they hoped would never arrive. If the command to launch was given, it would have come in the form of an emergency war order. Okay. Oh look, nukes. Implosion devices. An implosion-type bomb uses explosive lenses to compress a core of fissile material. This compression causes the core to go supercritical and spark a runaway fission event. This runaway reaction causes a massive amount of atoms to split and release enormous amounts of heat and radiation, causing an explosion. The gadget contained 6 kilograms of plutonium-239, but only 15% of it actually underwent fission before blowing itself apart. Okay. The gadget, the world's first nuclear bomb. Scientists who worked on the implosion design of this device were not entirely confident in its ability to detonate, possibly only blowing itself to pieces, known as a fizzle. So, on July 16, 1945, the Manhattan Project conducted the Trinity test. In the Jornada del Muerto desert, about 35 miles or 56 kilometers southeast of Socorro, New Mexico, on what was then the Alamogordo Bombing and Gunnery Range, now known as White Sands Missile Range. Nicknamed the gadget by its designers and constructors, the Trinity bomb released the explosive energy of 25 kilotons of TNT. This design would later be used in the Fat Man device. Fat Man detonated over the Japanese city of Nagasaki on the 9th of August 1945 with an explosive yield of 21 kilotons of TNT. An estimated 35,000 to 40,000 people were killed outright in the bombing. Okay.
Sad.
Gun-type devices. Gun-type devices attempt to assemble two pieces of subcritical fissile material into one supercritical mass as fast as possible. Once these pieces get close enough, they begin to undergo a runaway fission event, causing a nuclear explosion. The faster you can slam these pieces together, the more time fission can occur before the mass blows itself apart. The graphic above shows two hemispheres slamming together, but a more realistic design is firing a rod into a hollow cylinder of material, such as the design of the Little Boy device. Gun-type devices aren't typically used these days. Implosion devices typically use much less material, and decades of testing has improved the implosion type into the much preferred design. Little Boy. The second nuclear weapon ever used, but not the second designed. Little Boy was actually the replacement of Thin Man, a plutonium gun type device that was abandoned by the Manhattan Project. Plutonium developed by the project was contaminated with plutonium-240, which underwent spontaneous fission, which made it a poor material for a device such as this. Uranium-235 became a much more promising material. Little Boy contained 64 kilograms or 141 pounds of highly enriched uranium, although less than a kilogram underwent nuclear fission. Its components were fabricated at 3 different plants so that no one would have a copy of the complete design. Unlike the implosion design, which required sophisticated coordination of shaped explosive charges, the gun type design was considered almost certain to work, though it was never tested before its first use at 8:15 in the morning on August 6, 1945. It detonated over Hiroshima, Japan, with the explosive power of 15 kilotons of TNT. An estimated 66,000 people died as a direct result, and over 69,000 were injured. That's a lot of people. Another long one. Fusion type bombs. Fusion thermonuclear or hydrogen bombs are a second generation nuclear weapon design that combines both fission and fusion reactions to vastly increase the destructive yield of atomic weapons. Typically, a thermonuclear bomb will contain an implosion type device that acts as a primary for the secondary fusion device. The fission products of primary fission chain reaction heat the highly compressed and thus super dense thermonuclear fuel surrounding the spark plug of plutonium in the secondary to around 300 million Kelvin. That's hot. Igniting fusion reactions between fusion fuel nuclei. Early designs used gaseous forms of heavy hydrogen known as deuterium and tritium. This typically made these devices massive and unwieldy. The first test of a thermonuclear device was Ivy Mike, detonated on November 1st, 1952 by the United States on the island of Ujleb in Enichwak Atoll with a yield of 10.4 megatons of TNT. In modern weapons fueled by lithium deuteride, the fissioning plutonium spark also emits free neutrons that collide with lithium nuclei and supply the tritium component of the thermonuclear fuel. On March 1st, 1954, the Castle Bravo device first used this design and detonated with a 15 megaton yield. Due to unforeseen reactions with lithium-7 fuel, it detonated with 2.5 times the expected 6 megaton yield. This was the largest test ever conducted by the United States. The largest test ever was that of the Tsar Bomba by the Soviet Union on October 30th, 1961. It detonated with the explosive yield of 50 megatons of TNT, 3,500 times more powerful than the Little Boy bomb. It was designed for 100 megatons, but later lowered to allow the bomber that dropped it to escape its blast.
How
Big
nice of
bomb.
them.
Okay. Multiple independently targetable reentry vehicle. Multiple independently targetable reentry vehicle, or MIRV, is a multi-payload device designed to distribute multiple nuclear warheads around the globe in conjunction with the use of intercontinental ballistic missiles. The first true MIRV design was the Minuteman III, the first successfully tested in 1968 and introduced into actual use in 1970. The Minuteman III held 3 smaller W-62 warheads with a yield of about 170 kilotons of TNT each being able to target individual cities on the opposite side of the world and destroy them in less than 30 minutes from launch. Later, Peacekeeper missiles would carry up to 12 reentry vehicles, each containing a 300 kiloton warhead. Minuteman III missiles are still deployed in the United States, although their payload is limited to only 1 reentry vehicle under international treaty. If you have ever thought in the event of nuclear war that you might be safer living in the desolate inner plains of the USA, be sure to look up a map of Soviet missile targets. Most of the Minuteman missile silos happen to be fairly far from major cities, and make pretty good targets for those who desire to survive retaliation. So even if you live in bumfuck nowhere, you're still gonna get nuked. Death from above. Project Pluto. It's not a bird. It's not a plane. It's a nuclear-powered cruise missile. Project Pluto was the United States government program to develop a supersonic low-altitude missiles, or SLAM, with nuclear-powered ramjet engines. Two experimental engines were tested at the Nevada Test Site, NTS 401, also known as Jackass Flats, in 1961 and 1964, respectively. This would have many advantages over nuclear weapons delivery systems operating at Mach 3, or around 3,700 kilometers per hour, or 2,300 miles per hour, and flying as low as 150 meters, 500 feet. It would be invulnerable to interception by contemporary air defenses and carry more and larger nuclear warheads, up to 16, with the nuclear weapon yields of up to 10 megatons each, and deliver them with greater accuracy than was possible with intercontinental ballistic missiles at the time, and unlike them, could be recalled. The intense heat generated by its nuclear reactor would be used to rapidly expand cool air and propel the missile. Ramjet engines have no moving parts and rely on movement to force air into itself. Since this would require the engine to be in motion before it could actually start producing thrust, the missile would have had to have been launched with several detachable solid rocket boosters to achieve enough speed. The reactor on this missile would have been unshielded, spewing radioactive fallout everywhere it flew, around the globe, over its enemies and allies alike. The missile can be seen above your head, off to the left, over the earlier nuclear weapons exhibit. I guess you can walk up there too.
Yeah, you can.
Titan II ICBM. If you are familiar with the early history of designing ways to deliver atomic weapons to your enemy, in particular the extreme challenges provided by making sure your vehicle made it there without getting shot down by the other guy, you would realize just how game-changing ICBMs became. Instead of attempting convoluted cruise missiles that spew radiation across the globe, nuclear artillery shells, or even jeep-mounted recoilless rifles that put their own crews in the blast radius, a missile that you could launch from your own turf, deliver a multi-megaton nuclear weapons to the other side of the planet, and neatly store it in hardened underground silos sounds like a better deal. Well, that's where intercontinental ballistic missiles come in. Part of the Titan rocket family, the Titan II ICBM was the first successor to the Titan I, with a double the payload. Unlike Titan I, it used hydrazine-based hypergolic propellant, which was storable and reliably ignited. This reduced the time to launch and permitted it to be launched from its silo. Titan II carried the largest single warhead of any American ICBM. The W-53 had a yield of 9 megatons. This warhead was guided to its target using an inertial guidance unit. The 54 deployed Titan IIs formed the backbone of America's strategic deterrent force until the LGM-30 Minuteman ICBM was deployed en masse during the early to mid 1960s. Later, 12 Titan IIs were repurposed and flown in NASA's Gemini. That's not how you're supposed to pronounce it. I call it Gemini. Apparently, NASA calls it Gemini or Jiminy, which is wrong. But anyway, crewed space program until the mid 1960s. A model of the Titan II can be seen directly above you.
Crazy.
Fucking word salad. Too many words. Hee-haw, Kiro. Now you just need a cowboy hat. That was neat, but that was a lot of words. Oh shit, there's another one.
It is this one, last one.
God damn it.
Come on, Taco. You've done this. It's this far. You did it.
Dry cask storage is a method of storing high-level radioactive waste such as spent nuclear fuel that has already been cooled in a spent fuel pool for at least 1 year and often as much as 10 years. Casks are typically steel cylinders that are either welded or bolted closed. The fuel rods inside are surrounded by inert gas. Ideally, the steel cylinder provides leak-resistant containment of the spent fuel. Each cylinder is surrounded by additional steel, concrete, or other material to provide radiation shielding to the workers and members of the public. And you two are dry humping it. I can't put the demon core back, even though I broke it.
It's fine. It's fine.
I never looked at the black line for uranium. Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm locking y'all in.
Oh, no, no, no.
No.
Oh, dark again.
Oh no. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Oh wait.
I gotta start my truck because it's 100 degrees in this fucking thing. I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, we're only 2 hours in our showcase, so
And is this the last exhibit?
I think so. Yes. I hope there are not as many signs as there.
Well, we're gonna be thinking with portals.
All right. Yeah.
But I would like to make a complaint to this exhibit. These vending machines don't work.
Yeah. Oh, man. Man, whoever made that last exhibit must have been really excited about it, not realizing they would have to read out all that fucking information.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
It would be crazy to do something like that.
Exhibit 7, famous video game weapons by Redacted. What a fellow that Redacted guy is. Hopefully he could tone it down with the fucking info this time. What the hell?
Oh, that's crazy.
What the fuck? Oh, I get it now.
Wow.
So cool.
That's nice.
Oh,
What's that?
it's the thing from Halo. That's not a halo, that's a spear. This torch must be something. This is just a torch. Yeah, it's just a torch. Legacy of Cain. The Soul Reaver. I dig it. Oh, it's cool.
I don't know this game.
Final Fantasy.
Oh, we're outside.
Never played it. Final Fantasy 8. The gun knife. Good knife. Prefer good knife.
Gun sword.
Ward.
Yeah, Gord.
Zelda. Never played it.
You've never played Ocarina of Time, you monster.
I've never played a single Zelda game.
Oh my god.
Not one.
You're dead to me.
Half-Life. Crowbar. Where? Symphony of the Night. Castlevania. Never played that either. Chicken!
I've never heard of it.
GoldenEye. I've heard of it. Never played it. Where's the bowler hat? They call Odd Job.
Oh yes, I was hoping for this room.
Doom. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's
a weapon.
The BFG.
That is some insane amount of detail. I don't know where to press. I guess this is the last room.
So
Looks like it. Can't face to the wall, so.
There's something in here. Or that's where it came from. Oh, okay. I'm stupid.
that was cool.
They did a really good job at all these models.
Oh,
yeah, indeed.
I also quite like their torch design,
And
using the fire block texture instead.
hope they upload these to the website. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Very, very nice.
Oh no! He shut the portal off.
No. Oh, there we go.
Go through, go through. Alright, I think we're through. Only took 2 hours and 1 minute.
It would have taken 3 hours if I actually submitted mine.
Oh no. I mean, maybe you should have skipped some texts. I don't know.
Oh no, it wouldn't have been text.
Oh, alright.
Full 2-hour video documentary about
Yeah.
video
Yeah,
game.
Use the MIDI player to replicate my voice.
Oh no.
Oh my god. You'd fucking HAL 9000 to narrate the whole exhibit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually crazy. Oh, I'm quite a lot
Yeah,
of.
this was a really impressive build contest.
Yes, this was the best one yet.
Yeah. I hope to see it continue to keep up this pace.
I fucking hope not.
I mean, I think it gets more and more difficult to participate. I feel like.
Yeah, I know. I was just making a joke.
I mean, we made it pretty fucking easy for other people to participate, but none of you guys made a fucking artifact, even if one of you would have won a fucking prize.
That's actually true.
All you had to submit was like a fucking pot, and you would have won.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it was not clear enough. No idea.
All right.
Oh no. There we go. I guess that we end the stream here. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the participants who did something. It was really, really nice.
I'm gonna go push the reactor button on the atomic exhibit.
And before Taco blows us all apart, there will be a vote. I hope we can do it till tomorrow, and then yeah, you can vote for your favorite. This world will also be uploaded in the before this disaster happened, I guess.
Should we do / backup real quick?
No, we have the world.
Oh, okay, good idea.
Okay, who's gonna ignite it?
We're not done yet. We gotta.
All right. Like half the word is glitched for me. Oh. I'm just gonna wait outside. Oh no. Oh no. I think it had to end like this, right?
Yeah.
Always. But that was fun.
I think that was a
That was
crash.
a good contest.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning in, and see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.